We are recording now and live streaming, maybe. If I haven't ruined the link yet. Thank you all for coming. This is our post-conference boom training with an emphasis on what we talked about at conference for those of you who couldn't attend. Anybody here attend conference? Was it awesome?
Yeah.
Was it life-changing?
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was amazing. I encourage all of you to get there next year and get to any events you can around the year for the rest of the year. So thank you for coming. Without further ado, we have our Presidential Diamond, Krista Pettingill, from right here in Colorado Springs, to take us away. Krista?
We're flying today, apparently. Okay, so do you want me to just go ahead and should have pass them off the road?
Yes.
I put together little packets for you guys, and it's just, there's some charts. Those of us who have been in for a while, we used to get charts in our kit, and I liked that because it gave me a puzzle, and I knew where to put my puzzle pieces. So if you don't have your charts printed out, they're in eSuite under Documents, but I also gave you some printed out. Don't look at the diamond chart and get freaked out. I did. When I first started, I'm flipping through the charts, no idea what they meant, and I was like, once I found out, those were distributors, I was like, there's no way I can get 24 distributors on my team, that's insane. So, but don't get freaked out. They give that $10,000 bonus for a reason. It's very attainable. I did it in 4 months, and I think I have about 18 diamonds or above on my team, and about 15 of them got their bonus. So it's totally doable. And especially if you were in before conference, you've been in longer than 3 months, so you have even an advantage. That's kind of what happened with me. I got that extra month because I started in November, and then they gave us until March. Same deal last year. So once you get that, so we'll kind of go into more depth on this later, but if you kind of know your chart, you can go ahead and start filling that in, and then we'll talk more about it. And then we'll have, we have a few diamonds and above that will help. We'll kind of do some more individual one-on-one if you have charting questions. I know that that's something on my team at least. People don't really ask when they have questions, so I have to be like, hey, who needs help with charting? Let's Skype. Because I don't have a lot of local people, and I'll get a bajillion messages. So hopefully this will help some people just kind of ask one-on-one questions, and sometimes it's just easier in person. In a little bit. Do I have to click this? There we go. Thank you. So we're going to go over habits a little bit. I think that this is one of the most important things in building your business, and I think this is what has helped me a lot. Blitzing, I know that that's hammered into our heads, and I know that how many people are scared of blitzing?
Admit it, you are, I know it.
Who's not scared of blitzing? Be proud.
Good for you.
Awesome, that's awesome. You guys are still scared at Presidential, so take comfort in that. But what helps me is remembering all the successes I've had with blitzing. Christine was late because she blitzed someone at the grocery store, and what did you say that she thought when you gave her the card?
I gave her the coupon, the blitz card, and she's like, me, she thought it was gold. She was so excited.
We have to remember those ones that are just so awesome, and have that inspire you to do more, because we're changing life with these products. We have people that have been sick for years, and they get on our products, and they can get off all their medicine, even though we're not claiming anything. We just have some amazing products, and who are we to not offer that to people, and at least give them the opportunity to say yes or no. We had somebody on our team offer a blitz card to somebody, and they looked at it and ripped it up and said, I'm a trainer, I don't need any of this crap. And so then the lady talked to her a little bit more, she engaged her a little more, and she said, these are all natural ingredients. There's nothing in this that's going to, it's not water weight loss. And she started giving her more of a story about what's in the wraps and what they can do, and how, we even have fitness trainers use them before competitions to help bring out their muscles. You can be fit and still use a wrap. Anybody with skin can use a wrap. So she ended up becoming a little customer. So just all to say, know your stuff, and know that blitzing does change your life, and you don't have to know all the ingredients in a wrap, to get a wrap on somebody or to blitz somebody. I have so many people that don't want to get started because they say they don't know anything yet. That's the best thing. Pam says, don't say anything. Show them the card and that's it. If they start asking questions, you just gotta try it. You're never gonna believe it until you try it. So be confident in your blitzing, and You know, that's number one on my list for a reason. Blitzing is how you're going to get to new people. I've been in the business about 14 months, and I built my business a lot on Facebook. And I still have a lot of people messaging me now after 14 months, like, okay, I'm ready to try this. Like, oh, you're still doing this? There must be some merit to this. So keep it up, keep blitzing. Once you get kind of through your warm market, just remember you're never really through your warm market unless every single person you know throughout your whole life is wrapping. But this is a great way to get in your cold market. You have to find a way to keep having more parties, to keep getting the wrap on more people. Loyal customers are crucial to your business. You can have all the distributors in the world, but without loyal customers, you're not going to make a paycheck. So, blitzing is how you do that. Wrapping. You need to get a wrap on people every day. I challenged my team the other day, do not stop today. Do not come home. Do not get on Facebook until you put a wrap on somebody. Say that it's a challenge from your team. You have to wrap one person for $20 today, and you can't go home until you do. People will buy that wrap from you, and they'll let you wrap them in the bathroom. Do whatever you have to do, but get that wrap on somebody, because they're not going to believe you until they get their wrap on, until they see their results, until they see, like, this is a real cloth, and the lotion smells good. Like, I have people that order just because they like the lotion. Like, they'll never take pictures. They just like the way it smells. But wrapping is key to your business. If you're not wrapping people, I'm willing to bet your business isn't growing. That's how we introduce the products to them. And obviously, the wrap is our one-of-a-kind wrap product that gets people into the business. The products, what have I found, the other supplements and stuff is what keeps people. The greens, obviously, does anybody not like greens in here? No hands. That's what keeps people. Once you get on greens, like I had IBS for years and nothing helped. I mean, I changed my diet probably since I was 13. And I take greens 2 times a day, and I'm great. Like, I've never felt like this before. So, I can go regularly. So, once people hear about greens, though, and they're like, I can buy that at Whole Foods. Or, there's all these other greens products out there. But once they do the wraps, and that gets them in the low customer program, and they're trying to decide what to do for months 2 and 3, greens is usually what I try and get people on, because that's something that will keep them, and that will keep your volume in that spot and everything else. So, wrap people, that gets them started, and then you can kind of go from there. Composure. I think this is so important. We are business owners. We need to conduct ourselves professionally. I think swearing is a big no-no. Just because it's unprofessional, especially on Facebook. Whatever you do in your own personal life is fine. But when you're putting yourself out there and people are watching you, I've had, like I said, people watching me for 14 months. I can guarantee if I was swearing, throwing all my business all over Facebook, like all my drama, people are not drawn to that. People are drawn to happy people. And people are drawn to excitement. Excitement sells and relationships sell. So be personable and be excited, and that's what's going to be awesome as far as Facebook. And even in person, like, people buy you way before they buy the product. Look professional. I have 3 kids, and my husband stays at home, so I've got 4 kids. And there are some days I can't do my hair and makeup, but I put my hair in a bun, and I put a cute little bow on, and I put a It Works shirt on. And the bow just adds that extra little, like, oh, she tried this morning, And I've had people say that before, like, you look so cute in your sweats and your little bun with your little bow. So, composure is just so important. If you go to wrap someone in your pajama pants and like bedhead, they're going to think this is a joke, So, and then mentally also, like, compose yourself like you're a business owner. Go into this thinking like you are going to do this. That is probably what has helped me grow so quickly, is I started out knowing I could do this. Like, if my friend could do this who I sign up with, I could do this. And I'm one of those people who would not go to home parties. Jewelry, whatever it was. Like, I would go to Pampered Chef every once in a while because I do like to cook, so I would buy something there. But I would say no, like, I hate parties. I'm not a party person. Don't invite me. Don't ask me to host parties. So when I started this, all my friends are like, what? But, I only have maybe 1 or 2 parties a month, too. So I'm not a big partier in general. But I had to change my way of thinking. I had to realize I could do parties, and I could get people like me who hate parties into a party. I usually do a door prize, and I tell people you get an entry just for coming. So that gets people, I say you don't have to buy anything, you don't have to wrap. I just want to tell you about what I have because it's amazing. And you have to be confident that what you have is amazing, because that is going to shine on to whoever you talk to or whoever is watching you. So, you know, that's a little way to get people to parties. I've done kind of like experiments with door prizes and without door prizes, and it seems like when I have a door prize, more show up to the party. I don't think it's a coincidence, but I post, you know, I usually make an event on Facebook, and then the host can invite their friends to the event. And then I post before and after pictures. I post how I'm excited to go to the party. I can't wait to see you guys. Here's a door prize. You can enter just for coming. And then, you know, I draw at the end. And they get another entry for booking a party afterwards or whatever. Yes,
What do you
honey?
use for your door prizes?
Usually green things from the Target dollar aisle.
Okay.
Or like I'll put in green samples or a little Define Gel sample, maybe sometimes a facial, every now and then like a free wrap, depending how big of a party. If it's only 2 or 3 people, I'll make it kind of scaled down a little bit. I've had parties where there's like 10 people, and I'll make it an awesome door prize, because that just gets more people there. And did everybody order lunch, by the way? Is there anybody who did not order lunch? Okay.
Last chance. All right. As Krista mentioned, big message at conference, blitz, wrap, repeat.
I should have worn that shirt.
Blitz, wrap, repeat. Probably said it 1,000 times. But the idea is we lead a simple business. Okay, you don't need you don't need the clothing. You know, I always advocate wearing the clothing. You don't need it. You need a blitz card. You need some wraps, and that's how you can run your business.
And a bow for your hair.
And a bow for your hair. Mine don't look as good. I don't get any compliments on my bows. But the idea is it's a very simple business, and the composure comes from repetition, doing it over and over and over and over again. I'm not a very good blitzer, but I've made it a point this year to be better, to start handing out those blitz cards, because the more you do it, blitz, 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 and then wrap, 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 and you just repeat.
We're business owners. If you guys aren't sharing your business, nobody's sharing it for you. You know, like this is how you tell everybody that you own a business.
Yep. So it's blitz, it's wrap, it's repeat, and that's all you need to do. Oftentimes we'll have distributors say, you know, I really want to do this, but I can't afford, you know, et cetera, et cetera. Well, we teach them how to blitz people, how to wrap them with the wraps that come in their kit, and then make their money back. So it's you don't need a whole lot of stuff. You just need to blitz, just need to wrap, just need to repeat, and keep your composure. And just do it over and over and over again.
Even when you don't know the answer to something, if you're confident about it, it's not going to be an issue. I don't know that question, but I know where I can find it, so give me 5 minutes, let me text my friend, or like I will email you the product information when I get home. Like as long as you're confident enough, if you let on that you don't know and you're getting nervous, that is going to show to them. If you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I don't know the ingredients, I should have known, I don't know why that I didn't research that before I came, like, don't do that.
Don't lose it. I spent 8 years in the Army, and it's very simple. That's an excellent question, sir. I'll get back to you with an answer. You know, you learn that very quickly in the Army, but it's, you know, oh, that's a great question. Thanks for asking that. I don't know if that's in our product. I'll check. You know, or thank you for asking that question. You know, I never thought about that before. I'll let you know. Give me 10 minutes. Give me 15 minutes. But blitz, wrap, repeat. Keep your composure. It's a very simple business.
Good job. Let's see. Okay, so loyal customer tracking and customer service. I don't want to brag, but I'm super excited. I was number 45 for last quarter, income earners. So I want to share with you guys why I think that was. I was not in the top 100 for the year, because I just started in November, so I just built my business. I went diamond in March, I believe. So, you know, the good first part of the year wasn't like VIP making the big bucks, but I think that what made the difference is my loyal customer service. I know a lot of people who sign loyal customers and that's it. They never contact them again. I have people coming to me who tell me they were loyal customers with someone else, but their distributor never answered any of their questions, so they want to sign up with me. And guess what? I'm going to take them. So, if you're not giving customer service to your loyal customers, you are losing out big time. I have an Excel spreadsheet, and I'm not Excel techie at all. All it is just their name, the date they signed up, the date their second auto runs, and then the number, the day of the month. So I have like, and then their ID number. So I have like January 15th, their second auto runs on February 14th, and then 14. So then I can arrange them 1 through 25 on Excel, which he did for me. I don't know how to do that. But now I just click a button at the end of the month and it rearranges them. So every single month, I do it twice a month, like 5 days before the end of the month, I'll remind everybody for the first half of the next month that their order is coming up, it's running on this day. If you'd like anything different, make sure to log in and change that before your order runs, preferably 2 days before. I think as long as you change it before midnight the day it's supposed to run, you're fine. But I like to give people that reminder because, you know, we get sidetracked. And that's your chance to check in and make sure they're loving their products. Our products work, right? Yes?
Yes.
Our products work. They're amazing. It works. So if they're not liking their products, that's your chance to figure it out after their first order. Before they order 2 more things, never use them, they sit in their closet, and they're not a happy customer. This is your chance to check in with them, remind them of their order, say, just want to make sure you're loving your products, let me know if I can help you. And this is what opens people up. They say, thank you for reminding me, you know, I'll go in and change that right now. Or I have some older people that I end up changing it for them, and that's fine. But they'll say, like, my wrap didn't work. I'm like, well, did you drink your water? And they'll be like, no. Well, then you gotta drink your water. Did you take pictures? No. Well, you gotta take pictures. And I have people that say, I did take pictures, but I don't see difference. And I say, send them to me. And they'll send them to me, but they don't have them side by side. So I'll put them side by side for them, and they'll be like, oh my gosh, that's a huge difference, you know? Like, you can tell people all you want to take pictures and put them side by side, but I can guarantee you a lot of them still won't. So ask them those questions. I usually don't even answer them until they send me pictures. If you don't send me pictures, I don't believe you didn't work. I wouldn't be doing this if it didn't work. Sometimes you got to give people that tough love. So loving, but it's a little tough. But check in with your customers every single time, every month. And then I tell them after 3 months that you've ordered 3 months, you can stop your auto ship now if you want. But if you stay on, these are the perks you're going to get. You're going to get free shipping. Starting with your 4th order on standard shipping, you're going to get 50 extra points, which is $50 after your 6th order. Now they can use perk points at any time. But tell them the benefits to staying on. And I have a lot of people stay on and a lot of people that really appreciate that I'm not taking advantage of them and just letting their auto ship run because they're not remembering or they're not checking their credit card or whatever. This has kept my volume, and I've kept a lot of loyal customers because of this, and I think that just builds trust, which then leads into distributorship too. The majority of my personally enrolled distributors were loyal customers first. She was one, and that's about my whole team right there. But they all started out as loyal customers. You get them to love the product, and then they're already telling their friends about it. That's when you tell them, like, it's time to become a distributor. Let's go. You can make money too. So, like I said, the best distributors are happy loyal customers. So that's why you want to keep up with your loyal customers. You want to keep that constant relationship with them. And yes, it does take a lot of time, but that's retention. That's volume that's staying in my business. That's commission that's staying on my paycheck. So it's worth it. And I know a lot of people that outsource that. They'll pay somebody once they get up high or whatever and they can afford it. But I think it's important to keep it personal, that they know it's you talking to them, and that they know that they're important and that you're taking the time to make sure they like their products. Customer service is huge. I do have a business degree and an education degree, and my dad owns restaurants, and that's always been huge for both of us. We just know that customer service in any industry is so important. That's what's going to keep your loyal customers happy. And of course, now you all know about our new products and referral incentives, hopefully, but that came out at conference. So you want to, I haven't done it yet, it's my goal by the end of the month. You want to email all your loyal customers and tell them about these new products. My husband was a manager at GNC for a few years, and the hair, skin, and nail supplement was one of the top sellers at GNC. Like, it's on back order, I think. It's like 10,000 people ordered it off their conference, I don't know. But tell people we have that now. If you don't tell them, chances are they don't know. So send out an email, let them know about our 2 new products and the Greens Chews. Let them know, send them a picture of your kids trying them like we do. Tell them they're awesome. They taste like Starburst, but they don't have a ton of sugar. They have tons of antioxidants. You can take some phrases off the product information sheet to tell them the benefits, because I don't even know yet. I got to read my information sheet too. But tell them about these products, because like I said, if you don't tell them, they won't know. And then the referral incentive. In that email, tell them about if they have loyal customers sign up through their landing site, they're going to get a free box of wraps, which is huge. I used to give 1 wrap. If somebody would refer someone, I would give them a wrap. And that would come out of my personal stash and my money, you know. Now the company is sending them a box of wraps. Like, that doesn't even come out of our paycheck. It's amazing. Or they can do the $35 product credit. So if, like, they're pregnant or they don't think they need wraps, they can get some greens, and that can go toward their profit or whatever. But also there's a flyer in your e-suite about the referral incentive. Use the wording in that. They pay marketing people to come up with this stuff, and they've tested it and they know it's effective. So use what company gives us. Don't make up your own stuff, because I promise like that has been researched, and it's been researched to show that it works. And then cold contacts, I kind of touched on that a little bit, but if you're going to keep building your business, you're going to have to get out of your warm market. You're going to have to get out of the comfortable zone. You're going to have to get over yourself, like Pam says. I think the biggest thing coming home from conference, I think I had about 50 people go, which is awesome because I didn't even go last year. You guys, everything can change in a year. But the biggest thing I heard from people is that they learned that they had to get over themselves. Like, they can do this business and they can be successful. It's not, the business is there and it's easy and we have it laid out. But as soon as we get over ourselves and we just start understanding what we have our hands on and we just tell everybody about it, like, that's when your business changes. Do you agree, Jamie? It's just, once you can catch that vision, and if you haven't been to a corporate event, get to one. That's what changed my business. When I went in Dallas, I could not afford to go. I was emerald going on diamond, and everything I made I put back into my business because I wanted it to grow. I would be up a little bit some months, I'd be down a little bit some other months. My upline had an incentive, and I earned $200 cash from her incentive. So I used that to book the hotel. I used our credit card points for the airplane flight. I bought granola bars from the gift shop, and that's what I ate. I think I went to In-N-Out once, because it's my favorite. But, you know, I made it happen, and I did it on a budget, and it probably did end up costing us some money between food, and I bought him a shirt, and he told me I will never wear that shirt, and I will never go to an event, and I will never speak in front of people. Do not tell me to speak in front of people. As you can see, he now owns the Holy Work store.
I don't remember any of that.
But, you know, get there. Like, make the sacrifices to get to conference. Ask your sponsor to help you get there. I mean, I helped sponsor a few people to go that couldn't afford to go because it's going to change their life and it's going to change my business as well. It's a win-win situation. Just get to an event. Get to a big event. Like, these events are great too, but you really see the vision in the heart of the company at like boot camps or green carpets, especially conference. And if you haven't watched your training, please watch your training. Beside all the great business tactics, one of the best parts for me was seeing the heart of the company, like seeing Mark and Cindy Pentecost themselves and just knowing that they are just awesome people, you know, that they were top earners in another company and that they created our compensation plan like how they would have liked to be paid. We have the best compensation plan in the industry. So just watch your training. It's amazing. But cold contacts, make sure you, like I said, blitz and get raps on people every day. You can rap people in restrooms. I have 3 kids and a husband. It is not easy to do that in public. I am frazzled when I'm out in public trying to go grocery shopping. It is miserable trying to focus on what's in the ingredients on my groceries with my kids trying to get groceries and trying to blitz people. But if you like make it, wear your pin. People will stop you and then you'll be like, oh yeah, let me grab you a card. And then you kind of like refocus. But do what you can. Wear your shirts. Like, people want to know what that crazy rap thing is. I try to wear these shirts that say stuff like that a lot because people ask, or it will change your life. I went to the liquor store to buy a bottle of wine for a wine, cheese, and facial party. And the guy at the desk said, what will change your life? And I was like, let me tell you. He's like, do you have cards? Do you want to leave them on my counter? I was like, sure. So, like, I didn't even remember I was wearing that shirt. I was, like, frazzled trying to get ready for my party. It's not hard to just live the Blitz with a shirt, and that's awesome, and it's not hard to leave Blitz cards everywhere else, but what you need to be doing is getting Blitz cards in people's hands and talking to them face to face and getting their contact info and or wrapping them right there. Like, those are the things that you need to do to get into your cold market and to keep growing your business. Stay active on social media. Like I said, I built most of my business on Facebook. When I started, the person I signed with was the only person I knew who was doing this, and she had only started 2 months before me. And we were just acquaintances. We didn't have a ton of mutual friends. So I always tell people, if you don't know anybody on your Facebook, or if you only know one person on your Facebook who's doing this, like, you have a gold mine. Like, you have to start this business now, and you have to start posting 2 times a day. I need next page, please. Thank you.
Technical difficulties.
Barf all over your Facebook and Instagram. I made it to presidential 9 months, and I have new distributors be like, okay, well, I want to do that. I want to do exactly what you did. Tell me what you did. And I tell them I post on Facebook 2 or more times a day. well, I don't want to do that. Well, then don't ask me, because that's what I did, and it worked. But they'll say, I don't want to annoy my friends, I don't want to be blocked. You know what, I can guarantee you I have been blocked and unfriended, and I don't even know who they are because I don't care. I do care, but this is my family's bread and butter now. Like, this is what I have a passion for, and this is what I've been called to do. So, you know what, they're just going to have to deal with it. And I have tons of friends that have come back after, like, being mean about it, and now they're like, I think that may work. Like, can I have more information? And they're biting their words, swallowing their words, or whatever it is. But if you're posting 2 times a day on Facebook, I promise you it's not too much. If you're doing one at night and one in the morning, they can just scroll past your one post. It's not like, I wouldn't suggest posting 10 times within 1 minute, because then people are going to be scrolling like, oh my gosh, this is so annoying. Like, oh my gosh, it's still going on my feed. But twice a day is not too much. And turn everyday life into It Works things. I don't always post before and after pictures every single day, but I'll post like, oh my gosh, I just got my new car magnets, I'm so excited, 2 people already stopped me in the parking lot, one's hosting a party, I can't believe it. Like, that's your life inadvertently about your job. Like I said, excitement. Anything that happens with your business, post it on Facebook and post how you're so excited about it. Jamie's really good at that. You want people to see that this is an exciting business and that you can do this with your husband. Like, he was working 16 hours a day when he was home. He wasn't even home for several months. People want to see that they can do that without a husband home, with 3 kids at home. I have a lot on my plate, but I still did this, and it wasn't crazy hard. It's a lot of work, but it's not hard. They make it really simple for us, the actual business structure. So when you're posting inadvertently about It Works, like when I went triple, they got a new computer, and I was so excited because my computer I had since 2002 or 2003, and you all know computers only last like a few years before they really start slowing down, and mine had fallen somehow, I don't know how. I think it was one of the kids knocked it over, but like the
Yeah, that's
screen,
what
it was like the 2 parts of the laptop were like coming apart. Like, when I took it into the store, they were like, what happened? Like, what did you do to this MacBook? So like when I went triple, I got a new computer, and I was like, I didn't say it was because of my It Works income. I didn't say it was because I went triple and we got this for my business. Like, but I was like, I'm so excited. I just got a brand new MacBook Pro. It's amazing. And people know MacBooks cost a lot of money. They're going to relate that she must be doing good in her job if she's buying a MacBook Pro. You don't have to say, my It Works money paid for this laptop, and take a picture of it, You just post like, I'm so excited. I got a new laptop, MacBook Pro, whatever. So that's posting inadvertently, and I do that all day long. You can check out my Facebook page and look, but that's basically what I post about. Like, we were in Florida, or whenever we go on a trip, like, or on Instagram, I hashtag like, paid for by It Works Global. You just need to show that you have an exciting and happy life. I know that not all of us are happy sometimes, and that's fine. Like, you don't need to hide that. I'm a real person too. Like, my kids get annoying, and I post that on Facebook too. My baby was drawn on the couch right before I walked out the door, so that was awesome. But, just be a real person. Like and engage in people's posts. If they see that you're noticing them, and you're seeing their pictures, and you're seeing their posts, and you're commenting on them, we all like when those little notifications popped up and somebody commented on our stuff, not just liked it, like, that's fun and, like, exciting. So comment on your friends' stuff. Like, even if they're not potential loyal customers or potential distributors, just the fact that you see them and you see, and you're active, and you're going to come up in that little scroll like, Krista Pettengill likes so-and-so's photo. Like, people see that, and they see you active, and they're like, I wonder what she's doing. I haven't seen her in a while, like, if you're not on their newsfeed or whatever, and they'll click on you, and they'll see, like, your whole life about It Works Global, and that you're doing well, and that you love your business. So just think that when you're engaged on Facebook, that's just important overall, just for overall audience view. As far as the business page goes, I'm kind of getting more into that now, since I'm still working on my warm market, but I've been through a lot of it. So my Facebook page is kind of what I'm working on. After I went Diamond, I started paying for my page to be advertised $5 a day. So that's up for my likes a lot. How you can also up your likes is do giveaways and for sharing and contests to build your likes and increase your seen percentages. You don't necessarily want to like other distributors' business page posts because Facebook is trying to make it so that people don't see your posts unless you pay for them. So when you start liking your downline's business page posts, Facebook sees that, and they're going to start only showing your ads to people who fit into that category, which is gonna be mostly other distributors. And that's not the point of your business page. You're trying to get out into some other new people. So, commenting is fine. Commenting is, that kind of draws attention. Like, oh, people commented on it, it might be important. But just remember, like, you don't necessarily want to like all of everybody's It Works business page posts. But to increase your own likes, like however many, if you can't afford it, don't do that yet, but give away a sample for sharing and liking. I try to do a wrap giveaway once a week. And you get entered into the drawing by liking the post, by sharing the post, and by commenting Wrap Me Skinny. Yes.
I just did that,
Mhm.
and Facebook deleted my stuff and made me unpublish the page because it said that content wasn't allowed.
Did you post your website on it?
No, I just did it for sharing and liking or agreeing. And
Did you put like the disclaimer that Facebook is not responsible for this giveaway?
Did you say that they have to share it to be entered into the drawing?
Yeah, for sharing.
Email pages for that one.
What about a picture? Sometimes they won't do it if you have a picture of them.
There-
Facebook's really bad too.
It's getting crazy. Can you post anything on your business page anymore?
Are you in jail?
I went from.
That happened.
No, I went from 1,000 views on my post to 2.
Oh, wow.
Oh, boy.
How many likes do you have on your page? I was gonna say, if it wasn't very many, maybe start over, but
Yeah.
you already have like a good audience there. I don't know, let's talk after and try to figure something out. I'm not sure. Mine's been okay so far. If you want to look at my business page, you can. It's called Wrap Across America. But I copy my posts from someone else who's really good at getting customers on her business page. And it's this whole spiel about like must be 18 years or older, Facebook's not responsible for this, only open to certain countries, like all on the bottom, It's been okay so far. I've been doing it about a month. But we'll talk more about that. Yes, but so what I do is like free wrap giveaway. You have to share, like, and comment to be entered. And then it seems like every one I do, I have a few more shares, and then a few more shares. And like it was only started out with 2 or 3, and I was like, well, this isn't working. It's people that are already loyal customers, like. But it seems like the more you do it, and the more they realize like they have a good chance of winning, that it seems like the percentages go up.
And then do you physically write down everyone that shared it and put it?
No, you can click like to see who shared. Unless their page is private, it won't show you. But I try to pick winners based on like random people, not loyal customers, sometimes I'll pick a loyal customer, I try to make it random, but I also try to do new people, And then I keep a list of who wins, because I comment on the post who wins. And out of like 5 wrap giveaways, 1 has ever private messaged me, because on your business page you can't private message people, they have to private message you. So only 1 has actually claimed her wrap, and I even sent it, so I don't know. But be genuine and excited and not salesy. You all know our links are blocked, our It Works links, but that didn't even bother me because I don't post my links on many things because I don't like to be salesy. It's about the pool. Like, we're out of this economy where you can just push products on people and they just have all this extra money where they can just try new things all the time. Like, they need to know information about it. They need to know it works. They need to trust you before they're going to buy things from you. So my tactic is not pushing my link out on Facebook every other day or every other hour, every other minute. I don't rarely even post my link at all. I post pictures. I post how I'm excited that my customer just had great results, tone tightened and firm. And they message me, or they like my posts, or if anybody likes those, I private message them and I say, hey, thanks for liking my picture. Do you have any questions about the wraps? They're amazing. So like I said, I don't even post my link on there. If somebody wants my link, I have a GoDaddy domain that's masked, so it does go to my website. But if you don't have one, you can say text me or email me. Or what I do is wrapwaterspring.myitworks.com. Most people who use the internet know that when they copy and paste that, they just take out the space. If you make it a big deal and you're like, oh my gosh, Facebook is blocking our links, I can't believe this, it's so bad for business, people are not going to order from you. People are going to get upset. They're going to start thinking it's a scam because you're upset about it. If you don't make it a big deal, it's not a big deal. And it hasn't affected my business at all. So it doesn't have to affect anybody else's business either. Okay. Okay, so charting. How many executives do we have in the room? Any distributors? Awesome. Rubies?
I was confused. I was like, I'm not expecting.
Emeralds? Do you have any emeralds? Raise your hand. Do we have, I know we have some diamonds. Awesome. Doubles? Yeah. Do we have a triple?
I'm going for triple. I'm claiming it by March 31st.
There you go.
Awesome. And we don't have any president or masters in here, right? Show yourselves.
Friends in here? Come on.
I'm a friend. So, anybody emerald and above knows that you build rubies in this business. That is how you promote all the way to the top, build rubies. And ruby income changes somebody's life. $600 is insane. Like, I didn't even look at that when I started. I looked at executive could change our life. Like, we could go on a date and pay a babysitter and not be stressed out about it, you know? So, rubies change people's lives. Like, keep that in mind when you're building your business and you're encouraging your team and you're sharing your steps to success. Who knows what the steps to success are? Who doesn't know what the steps to success are? Does anybody not know what the steps to success are? So 3 distributors and 4 allowed customers a month. If everybody on your team did that every single month, you'd be an ambassador in 6 months. So make sure that you are stressing how important this is to your team. It not only changes your business, it changes their business, it changes everybody's business. It is so, so important. And you guys, your team is going to do what you're going to do. If you're not welcoming new distributors on your page, team page, or whatever, that you stay connected with them, they're going to see you're not working their business. And they're going to, like, if she's not doing it, I don't have to do it. So, like, I feel even more pressure now to do it. Everybody's like, I can't just kick back, because if I kick back, my team's going to kick back. So, you know, I feel like I have to keep going, and I have to not only manage this huge team, but I've got to keep building my business, too. But just remember, like, it all comes out of building rubies. And we'll kind of go more into actual charting. But, I can't remember what I was going to say about distributors. I need more notes so I can read off the screen. So, okay, distributors. You guys need to be personally training your distributors. When they get started in the company, you can't just let them sign, fill a box, and then be like, good luck. I feel like I have a good group to where I have a starting to-do list for new people, and I say, get started on this. It says, like, do your eSuite training. I have a few calls that I want them to listen to, a few YouTube videos to watch. Things that they can do before their kit even arrives. And that tells me usually who are going to be my runners. Like, if they are starting on that list before their kit comes, that usually is telling me, like, okay, they're really into this business. Like, they really want it. And you know what? Run with your runners. And obviously, like, I don't have time to personally mentor every single person on my team every single day, every hour of the day. But run with your runners. Like, the people who are asking you questions and want more information. Like, people apologize to me for asking questions a lot because they know I'm busy. If you're my personally enrolled distributor and you're asking me questions, I'm thrilled. Like, please ask me questions, because that tells me you want it and that you're trying to learn and that I can help you. I don't know how to help people unless they're asking me. So don't be afraid to message or call your personal enrollers. Like, they took on that job when they find you. Don't be sorry for it. You know, do your own homework too. Don't be calling them and being like, well, what are the ingredients in the greens? Okay, you all know they're in your documents. Click on greens and you can find the ingredients and print them out. And if you don't know where that is, then you can ask, like, the first time. But once you find out, like, if you've done your training, you should be able to find all the information you need. And if you can't, then you can ask tickets. You can ask in the groups. You can ask your enrollers. But when you sign distributors, you take on a responsibility to train them. And your business will not be successful if you just train them and let them go. I'm umming a lot, sorry. What was I going to say else about that? So yeah, give them a list of things to do when they start. And I try to encourage them to fast start themselves. When people sign their own customers and you're not moving them to them, they're going to get confidence that they can do this. So keep telling them, you know, get 4 little customers in your first 30 days. That's going to give you 120 in free product. That's huge when you're first starting out. Like, if you don't have that many to start, which most of us didn't, getting that 128 wraps in free product that you can sell and make all that cash back or you can use on products for yourself so you can tell other people that these products work, like that's a big deal. So I try to remind my people, like the first 2 or 3 weeks they're in, like, come on, you gotta get your 4 loyal customers. I want you to get that free product credit. I do also, of course, want my Fast Start bonus. But if I'm losing customers to them, guess what I'm creating?
Money.
I'm creating a welfare system. Like, once they realize that I can move customers to them, they're like, you have any more you want to pass down? And, I don't. And you also lose the enroller bonus. Like, you make 10% on your top 2 lines, but if you keep them, you make 10% plus the 5% enrollership. And if you have your husband signed, move all customers to your husband. You're making 35% off of them. He's making 15%, and I'm making 10% off my top line. So, you really lose a lot of money when you're moving customers. I did place to promote customers and distributors all the way to presidential. There are pros and cons of that, and we'll get into that. I don't regret it, and I would probably do it again, but I'd be making a lot more money if I had kept all of that on my top line. So, we'll get into that later. But, I always tell what I'm telling my team now is, if I had to start over again, I would place to promote to Diamond, because the compensation plan changes at Diamond. Everything changes at Diamond. Just get to Diamond as fast as you can. And then reevaluate. Reevaluate placing only on your top 2 lines, placing only on your husband's top line. Talk to your enroller or your Diamond above leader. They probably have a good understanding on this concept. But you guys know the compensation chart. I have a picture in my head. Distributor to Diamond is very steady. And then you see it jumps to double, and it jumps to triple, and it jumps to presidential, and the jumps get like bigger and bigger to ambassador, and of course like Diamond. But that's because the compensation changes at Diamond. Everything changes at Diamond. About 1/3 of my commission now is because everything changes at Diamond. So get there, because it is a lot of money. Personal or loyal customers in the referral program. I talked about that. But if you email all your existing customers, a lot of them will start sharing that link. And if you can, even give them their link. If you, like I keep track of my loyal customers' ID number, and I know most of their passwords, because if they order on a piece of paper, I make their password usually their first name, so that it's easier for me to remember if they need me to change their auto ship or whatever. If you can, get their website, send it to them in their email so that they can just click it. It's super easy for them to just share it right away. And I just tell them you can share on Pinterest or Twitter. We don't need to go into details again, like I said, about Facebook and Instagram, block it, yada, yada. Don't even bring it up. Just tell them, like, I have a Twitter and a Pinterest, but I rarely go on either. But I would share that for $10 for 10 points, Tell them all that, give them their link if you can, because it'll make it super easy, and they're more likely to do that, and that gives you more volume because they're sharing, and they're going to want their free box of wraps, and they're going to find people, and yada, yada. Something about this, if you're placing loyal customers, that volume is all going to stay where you place that first loyal customer. If they're going to assign 20 loyal customers under them, and you place it 5 levels down, you're getting paid 5 levels down. You're not getting paid 10%. So just keep that in mind. That's kind of another incentive, I think, to keep your own loyal customers. But like I said, I do place still for Fast Start bonuses. If they're my personally enrolled people and they're not doing anything for 3 weeks, then I will place. But like I said, you want them to get their own loyal customers. Like, push them as fast as you, not push them, but encourage them, and just stress the importance of having a launch party, going to their launch party, Skyping into their launch party, calling in, whatever it is, just having you there as the expert and having a story of your own or a story of your uplines makes a big difference. Personal orders, if you don't know, hopefully you all do, if you make personal orders and you have at least one distributor, always move your personal orders to fill volume and make commission. If you are making personal orders and keeping them and not doing anything with them, you're not going to make commission on them, which is fine, but you can make commission on them if you move them down. So I place personal orders when I run out of product. I try to wait till the end of the month to like, we're out of ThermoFit. He's like, where's our ThermoFit? And like, we ran out. And he was like, no. So I'm like, honey, 5 days, I'll finish more. But I wait and see where my promoting legs are and who needs volume, and I'll make an educated decision about where to place my personal orders to help with volume, and so I make commission on them. I never keep personal orders, and I wouldn't suggest anybody else. Does anybody know a reason why you would keep your own personal orders? I haven't found one yet. So get a distributor, like, just so you can move your personal orders and make commissions. Like, it's just, makes a little bit more money on your paycheck. Using eSuite. I'm going to try and go into a little bit of depth about how I use eSuite, because when we first got this new site, you know, we were all used to the other site in TreeView, and we just get set in our ways. Like, this site is amazing, it's just hard to figure out how to use at first, and we all have different ways of doing things. I really like how I chart, obviously, because that's the way I do it, but I'm going to just kind of show you what I do, and if you have a different way, that's great, but I'll show you what works really well for me. Next chart. Next slide. So I've blocked out like people's IDs, but hopefully this makes sense. When you first log in, like this is kind of like your home screen. And how I chart people is like if you look at your executive chart at the bottom of this first page, honey, did anybody not get one walking late? I think you all that raised your hands know what executive chart looks like, but so these boxes are people. So I try not to say too often, like, I'm just filling boxes, because these are people, they have feelings. But this is how I chart. So say I have one distributor, and it's Mike. I'm going to click Reports up on the very top of your home screen, and I'm going to click this little drop-down menu and go to TreeViewer. There are other ways to do this, but like I said, this is how I do it. And then this shows up on the left-hand side, and it automatically shows up opposite of this. It has loyal customers. I know, it shows up like this. So what I do is I change it to look like that. I unclick this one and I click this one. I don't want to see my inactive customers because they don't have any bearing on my volume. And I want to see my active loyal customers because I want to know, like if Mike is my one distributor and he has 6 loyal customers but they don't run to the 25th and his volume's at 0, I'll know that he is going to have some volume by the end of the month and that I don't need to find 400 volume to get him qualified. So you want to see your loyal customers. So I change it to look like this. So like before it was only my distributors showing, and now it's showing all my loyal customers, and it's going to show my distributors' loyal customers when I click that little blue arrow next to their name. So when I click Mike, my one distributor, say, this is going to show up next to his name. Like this is one screen. So this is exactly how it will look on the top of your eSuite. What I do is I click Volume, and then you can go to the next slide. And it's going to look like this.
Oh my gosh. Their group volume so much.
He's a double diamond. He's been a double diamond for 2 months, or 3 months, so his volume is growing. So this shows me his group volume. If his group volume, that is what matters to make him a qualified link. So if his group volume is above 400, I highlight that name, and I know I'm good for that month. If his group volume is, say, 100, but he has several loyal customers, see Mike and his loyal customers, I click through all those loyal customers and I look at their run date, and it will show me when their order runs and how much it's set up for. You know, they can always go in and change how much it's set up for, but that kind of gives me a glimpse at what I'm working with. So I'll click through all of his loyal customers, and I'll write below him the dates of when they run, like 123, 125, 125. So I know how many more are left to run, and then I put the BV next to them too, that they're set to run for. So I add all that up and I say, okay, like he's set to run, like after everything runs, he'll be at 450 if this all stays the same. But I don't highlight it yet because it hasn't happened yet. And what if somebody goes in and changes from 3 boxes of wraps to Fat Fighters? Like that just took a big hit. So then I go back, thankfully everything runs by the 25th now, hallelujah. But so we have 5 days or so to reevaluate everything. So, you know, I keep an eye on that because if I'm placing low customers, I'm not going to place any more to him because it looks like his box is going to be fine. So say Sierra is my other box, and she's at 0 with 2 low customers set to run at 30 each. I know that she's going to need a lot more volume if I'm going to want to promote to executive. Even if her distributors haven't run yet, unless they have 200 BB orders each, which usually doesn't happen, it would be awesome if it did. But then I know I'm going to have to work on volume there. So I'm either going to encourage her, try to have her set up a party, try to help her set up an online party, or you know, if I've got a party and I had 10 people sign up, I'll probably move my low customers to her to help her volume go up. So does that kind of make sense? Is this how y'all chart too, or do you guys use a different way? Okay, awesome. It took me a long time to figure this out when we switched over. So I like, you know, before we could just click on the name and see the volume right there. Now we have to click on the name and click volume and kind of go from there. But once you get used to it, obviously it gets a lot easier. What am I talking about here? So I think this was just more about, like, she has 3 loyal customers. Her auto ship is also set up, and it'll show you, like, down here more, but it'll show you what day her auto ship is set up to run. So, like, in addition to her loyal customers that might not run until the 25th, I would put auto, and I would put 134, and I would calculate that into my total for Nikki's box. It ran on the 5th. So if it didn't run, then I know to call her and be like, hey, your auto didn't run. You want to run your auto? And if it did run, I'll know not to calculate that because it's already included in her group volume. Obviously, it didn't run because their volume's at 25. But say all these ran earlier in the month and her auto ship didn't run, her group volume's 25. So if I'm going to use that box for a qualified leg, I have a lot of work to do there. A lot of encouraging and a lot of loyal customers. Okay, next slide. All right, so my team's doing a 90-day game plan. It started after conference, and I think it was Cammie, and she did at conference? Somebody did. But get the book GoPro by Eric Warr. It's amazing. Has anybody read it? My girls better say yes. It's amazing. I mean, he started network marketing, failed miserably, and then started again and is wildly successful. So he's got the ups and downs. He knows what he's doing. Follow him on Facebook. He has free videos, free webinars, free training. It's probably the best resource I've found about our business. He talks, one of his videos, try to find it on YouTube, is talks about a 90-day game plan. My husband used to say, like, he would be deployed for 14, 15 months, and then when we found out it was 9 months, he was like, you do anything for 9 months, I can sit on my head for 9 months. It was just so much better than 14 or 15 months, you know? But like I've said, you can sit on your head for 90 days. You can do anything for 90 days. And this is busy time. If you can give it your all for 90 days, that will change your business forever, for the rest of your life. Like, and that's kind of what I did when I started. I started in November. And I gave it my everything for 6 solid months. My kid, I'm like to be healthy. I don't like to feed my kids crap. I don't like to let them watch TV, you know, kind of granola, something like that. But we ordered pizza. We ordered Chinese food. Like 6 months is not going to kill them. I tried to tell myself over and over again. But I gave this my all for 6 months, and he was gone. And you know, I did ignore them a little bit for 6 months, and I did have my nights where I felt really bad about it. But now my husband is home, and he doesn't have to deploy again. He would have had to deploy again in November for another 9 months for the 3rd time. So it was worth it in the end. And you know, I still work my butt off in the business, but I don't have to stay up till 2 a.m. anymore. I don't have to put in 14-hour, 16-hour days anymore to help my business grow. But in the beginning, when you don't have your own success story and you're still trying to build and you're trying to get people to trust you, you need to be putting in a lot. And especially right now, starting like this is the season. This is the best year the company is ever going to have in the history of the company. I don't know, it might get better next year, but in the history so far, it's going to be the best year that we've ever had. So give it your all because it's worth it right now. You know, things tend to slow down in the summer and in the winter and in the fall. November was my best month. November was my highest paycheck. So just because the industry is not doing well on a certain, if you set your business up in the beginning of the year, it will continue to do that throughout the slow season. So like this is the time. This is the time to run with everything you've got. You know, we told my team, like, tell your families that, explain the magnitude of this to them. Explain to them that putting in 16-hour days now is going to lead to a better future for all of you later. You know, if someone could tell you you could be a millionaire because of 6 months, wouldn't you do it? And that's kind of like what he says. You can't, he goes into this analogy about an airplane. Did you watch that?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you explain that?
Yes.
You explain things like that better.
All right, the airplanes, the idea is simply, the airplane's never going to get off the ground at half power, right? Full throttle, barreling down the runway, that's how you get in the air. So the idea is you're never going to get in the air.
You're never going to get to that place where you're on top making
Right.
all the money, have your
You're
team growing without you.
Yep, you're never going to get to 30,000 feet at half power. So full throttle, down the runway, get up in the air. Then, if you wanted to, if you so chose, you could coast. And in fact, you're never going to go full throttle
You'd run out of gas. If you did this for 12 months, you'd get tired, you
Right.
couldn't keep it up for 12 months.
You're never going to full throttle from Colorado Springs, well, anywhere, because nothing flies out here, but you're never going to full throttle from Denver to Boston. You'll run out of gas, you'll crash, you'll burn, which is bad. So the idea is you have to full throttle into the air, get up to altitude, then you can do those smart things. You can encourage, you can grow your business without that laser focus that burns you out, that keeps you going. So the idea is just get up in the air and get up to altitude, then you can take your foot off the gas or your hand off the throttle, as the case may be. But you're never going to get in the air at half power.
Thank you. And so your 90-day game plan, like just do it. A lot of people were asked at conference to ask triples and ask like what was their one business tip. And Katie was like, you can't say just do it or get over yourself. Like I want something different. So besides those two, just keep going. It's what I try to tell my people, like, if I ever got to a point where I felt like I didn't have any more potential customers, I talked to all the potential distributors I could, and I couldn't bother them anymore that hour, I would find something else to do. I'd find a new YouTube to watch of another leader and find out something that they're sharing with their team for me to try and do. I would find out another way to word a message to a potential loyal customer or distributor. Ask open-ended questions. Don't say, hey, are you ready to sign? Because they can say no, and then your conversation's over. Say, hey, what are your thoughts about this? Because then they've got to engage, and you've got to find out the reason about why they're not ready to sign. And then you can have a combat for every reason. There is no reason anybody cannot do this business unless you can't talk to a receiver here. That would be hard. But there is an overcoming response to every excuse or every reason why somebody doesn't want to join your business or become a customer. So on this little packet, do I still have your packet? Do you know? Okay, thank you. Sorry. You don't have to use this one, but if you want to, go for it. Make copies for your team. Scan it into your computer, share it with everybody. This is our 90-day game plan tracker. Keep track of your IPAs, because you can sign 10 loyal customers and 10 distributors in a month, but you're not going to remember when you did it, or what day you did it, or what was going on, or that's a lot to keep track of. What? An IPA is an income-producing activity. Sorry. Thank you. Income-producing activity, and I think I first heard that from Mel and Blair McFarland, which I think they originally came up with all this. But keep this at your desk. Don't go to sleep that day until you can put something or 3 things in that box for that day. Do you have a question, Mandy? I just see your paper. So you can make your own acronyms, but these are just some I use. Like, if you sign a little customer, put LC in that box. A distributor, conference call, team meeting, rep appointment, party, yes, opportunity meeting. Those are not no's or something else. I have a key. But you name your income-producing activities. Leaving a blitz card in the bathroom stall to run an IPA. That is not giving you income right then and there. Yeah, somebody could pick it up and become your rock star, but don't let your day end until you've got something in that box. Make a goal for yourself. Make it 3 things. Don't go to sleep that day until you have 3 IPAs in your box. Tell yourself you're not going to do it until it happens, because when you expect big things of yourself, that's when they're going to happen. Dash was in October, I believe, and you had to be qualified by August. So I thought I had till September, because that's the month before, but then I found out you had till August, and I was like, oh my gosh, I had over 20 boxes that had to be filled in order, and volume, if I was going to go to Dash. And I wanted to go to Dash. I wanted this name tag. That's really what I wanted. Yeah, Buffy? Do you have a question? I thought you were raising your hand. Oh, wow. Sorry. So I looked at that, and I was like, that's insane. That's almost a diamond. It took me 4 months to get done, and I have 1 month if I want to go Dash. And, he'll tell you, about every other day I went back and forth between, okay, I can do this. I'm going to do it. And then the next day I'd be like, I can't do this. It's fine, I'll go next year. And then the next day I was back and forth for the first week of August. In the second week, just looking at everything and looking at my business, I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to stop until it's done. And I'm going to do it. I don't care what it takes, but I'm going to make it happen. And I told him, I was like, I'm going to do this. And he's like, okay. Same thing he said when I told him I would make $10,000 a month. He was like, okay. And you know what? I wrote it in crayons. I don't know if y'all saw it on my Facebook page, but I wrote it out. I put Krista, presidential, August 2013. And then I put my triples in too because she had to get from double to triple. Jackie, triple diamond, August 2013. And I made it all pretty, and I posted on my corkboard, and I had to look at that every single day. And I didn't want to have to take that down and not accomplish it. But it helped knowing, just having that to look at. Like, if you don't have your goals right now and post it somewhere where you see them every day, you need to do that, step one. Whatever rank you want to be, whatever income per month you want to have, personal goals, you want to lose weight, you want to pay off a loan, whatever, make a list and post them where you're going to see them every single day. It sounds stupid because I thought the same thing. I thought it was stupid. I thought that I could get to my goals without seeing them every day. And you can, but it's a driving force when you see that and you just are working toward that. So same thing with your boxes. Like, don't let a day go by without putting an IPA in that box. Just make it a goal. And just tell yourself, like, you're not going to stop until you do it. And that's what I did. And I went presidential that month. And it was crazy. My husband was like, are we going to see this once? Or, but you know, it was awesome and it was worth it. And I did that in 9 months. And for me to be able to tell my team when I went to Dash that I wasn't even in the business yet the year before, so that means every single one of you can be here next year, like, that's inspiring. So you, like I was saying before, you need to do what you want your team to be doing. If that doesn't make you want to work harder, I don't know what will. Like, I want my team to all be presidential in 9 months. Do you? How awesome would that be? So, you guys, not that you know, it takes people 2 to 7 years to get to presidential or ambassador, and they're millionaires, and they're, you know what I mean? So it's not about the time frame, but it's about what you're doing. It's about your IPAs, and it's about your excitement. It's about what you're showing your team and your leadership. You don't have to be a leader to do this business, but you've got to lead by example at least. So, that's kind of about the 90-day plan. I would suggest expressing the importance of this beginning of this year to your team, because, like I said, this is going to be bigger than anything the company's ever started, so you definitely want to be in on it. Let's see. I don't know if it is. Okay, no, go back. Okay. Okay, let's guys all try green. Who has tried that? You don't get any sense.
I know, I do too.
I'm so excited to try it.
I know.
I'm so glad you have these.
I was like,
I ordered
praying they would
some.
come in on time. Because I had a party last night and they all wanted to turn on. I was like,
Thank you.
I'll take it here. I think I come in the pieces. Oh, really?
No.
I'm so excited.
Oh, I'll eat that before.
Oh, yeah. You have to, right? So good. No, just take it out later. Really? Yeah, no, later.
Yeah. Mambo, yeah. I like
Sour though, I don't think Or you can make it I just hope that makes my baking go away.
Oh, yeah.
I don't feel like it at all. Just baking. I don't know what's going on. My husband thinks it's because I'm having too much stuff for the first time. Because you're not baking. I don't think because I'm so excited about it. You know,
I did not sleep last night.
3 in the morning, I'll be like, hey, are you awake? I know it's not going double diamond timer, should I first? It's like, shut up! You're so excited about
Does
it.
anybody not like them?
No, they're good.
They're great.
Very honestly.
And anybody you have if you don't like them.
Yeah, do you know what? I don't really want to do it. No. What's the W?
What's that?
Party.
What's O?
Oh.
I can't remember.
I'm trying to think too.
Like, and you can make up your own, you know? Rough sale, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, because you can sell rations. I mean, I try not to do that, but if you make money, you can do that.
Y'all think you can sell those?
Yeah. My kids will eat them.
And you guys, you know what, I had a lot of people really upset that they were 10BB, and yes, it stinks. But, like, if you think about it from the company standpoint, it costs them a lot more to make this and individually package every single shoe, that they can't pay us out as much on it, just because it costs them so much to make. If it costs, you know, if it's $30 and it costs them $20 to make, like, I'm still glad they're paying us a little bit on them. And it's just like the essential bars, same thing. They're individually wrapped, they cost more to make, they cost more to produce. So they would lose money if they paid us any more on them.
Also, you probably won't have any problem selling these once people start driving.
And that's what I say,
You're
it's
not
an
gonna have
extra
any problem
10BB.
selling.
It's not just an order with 10BB, because we were selling products to loyal customers before these came out, right? So, you still do the same thing you're doing, and this is hopefully an add-on product. It's just another 10BB on an already existing order. Especially with your existing loyal customers that maybe you're emailing, telling them that these amazing products have come out.
And they work in conjunction with the greens.
Yeah, they're not a replacement for greens, and greens are still, if you have to pick one or the other, pick regular greens. They're gonna be better overall for your system, and they're worth more BB.
But don't pick one or the other.
Do both.
No.
But both is
They're
better,
gonna-
obviously. So, yes,
On those big, like, for the kids, should they just do wine instead of the soup?
I give my kids two, but it's fruits and vegetables and sugar. So,
I give my kids, my
They can't look at it, they people think,
I don't think it would harm them, but
they might have to run the next day.
Right.
a little bit, but.
it still says on the bags, even for these, like, check with the doctor for children, just like everything else.
Everything.
It's just a whole new ballgame if the company endorses it for children.
Are all the ingredients on there? I forgot you don't have allergic to strawberry.
I don't know, I think the ingredients are on.
Somebody said they're gluten-free too, which is great.
Are they?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's what I read on one of
Which
the
would be good
pages.
for people.
Yeah, they can't take the grains, yeah. Because they're gonna get gluten. They have
You heard strawberry?
Yeah, don't. So, like my mother-in-law can't take the grains.
Yeah, there's
I
strawberry.
think that's bullcrap. Allergy.
Okay, so we have 15 minutes before lunch, and we'll do more after lunch also, but does anybody have a chart that they want somebody in Diamond or Above to look at and give you advice with? Raise your hand.
Wait, what'd you say?
Does anybody have a chart that you would like a leader to look at and help give you advice with? Raise your hand up high. Okay.
Personal emerald chart.
Okay, so for 15 minutes, we're just gonna kind of mingle. If you are Diamond or Above, raise your hand. Okay, if you want professional advice, come ask one of these people. Sometimes it just helps to get opinions from somebody not on your team. Everybody builds differently and everybody does their business in a different way. And I was taught ways to promote from the very beginning. I didn't realize that there were any downsides to that until some people's checks started dropping. And so now I've kind of researched both ways, and I'm an advocate of both in a healthy mix. But just so you know, there are different ways that people build. Not everybody places, not everybody keeps everything on the top line. Some people do a little bit of both. So just chat with some other leaders that have experience with promoting and just get their opinion on things. Ask how they built their business, ask how long it took, ask what they would have done differently. And we'll do that for 15 minutes, and then we'll run to lunch, and then we'll come back. Sound good? Okay. Ready, set, mingle.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll be back in a little bit.